A disappointing result for you, 2 home defeats, and a point out of a possible 12. What went wrong with your approach for this game?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I feel we started the game slowly. You know, a game that we wanted to win. Started slowly. I think we were passing the ball too much at the back, and that gave them more time to organize properly. You know, so I think in the second half, after that goal, we came all out, trying to see how we could get an equalizer. You know, we created a lot of chances, but we couldn't score. You know, so it's quite disappointing for us. You know, I thought in the second half we had a couple of chances to have scored even 2 goals or 3, but it didn't happen. You know, so that's football. We just have to congratulate the opponent. Yeah, how they defended, and the lucky goal they scored. You know, so we considered from just a pull-out. It's all accepted in football, but quite unlucky for us.
Dewa Baku, Bonnie FM, and Grafton Entertainment. Your last 2 games are against the top 2 teams on the table, Pyramids and Bakani. What will you have to do differently in those last 2 games? You have just 1 point after 4 games. What do you think you have to do differently for the last 2 games?
We still have to continue, change our attitude, most especially in the first half. In a game like this, you have to go in very aggressive in the first 20 minutes, which I felt we were a bit passive. Yeah, we came all out in the second half. If we had used that same energy we used in the last 25-30 minutes in the second half, I think we would have gotten a goal before they did. So it's quite unfortunate, but we can't relent. We will continue to motivate the boys. We definitely want to get our first victory as well. We know we're going to play against the top 2 teams in the last 2 games, but all is possible in football. Even though qualification is difficult, it's quite impossible. We too, we want to show character and at least have a win in the last 2 games.
So Chris Goki, Nigerian football talent. So the first Nigerian team to qualify for the group stage of the Champions League after 7 years. How disappointing do you think your performance has been in the Champions League so far? And going forward, what do you look to change? Well, how you've performed so far in the group stage?
We don't have to change much. I think if we find ourselves in a group stage next season, I think hopefully we have to recruit properly, get some additional players to add up to what we have, and for the players that we have now, it's an experience for them. You know, I think if you take 1 or 2, 3 players out of this squad, none of these players have even played Confederation Cup. You know, so they will learn. You know, if we find ourselves in situations like this next season, I think the players will do better. But it's quite unfortunate that it's happening now.
Coach, good evening. Emeka Dena is my name. I'm an independent sports producer. Coach, 1 goal in 4 group stage games. Go back to the league. Rivers United also struggled to score. How big is the goal scoring problem of Rivers United? If you are taking your chances today, you would have won this game comfortably towards the end. How big is the goal scoring problem of your club? It's a general thing. I think in the league, the top scorers end up with maybe 10 goals. You know, so if you look at players playing 32, 33 matches and score 8, 10 goals, I think that number is very little. You know, and in the continent, you don't expect to do something different. You know, while you're not scoring in the domestic league,
it's quite difficult to score in the continent. That's the difficulty we have in our league. How do we solve that? It's not about training; it's about mindset and the conviction to score goals. So we will try to work with what we have, and then if we can have some additions for next season, if we find ourselves in this kind of tournament, and definitely it will help.
Final question.
Didi Finau Jogu, Sports Didi RS TV. Coach, inside you, we can sense you're disappointed, but on the surface, we saw you congratulating your players or hugging around them. What are you going to tell them after now, going by the fact that goal scoring is a problem? We saw a lot of chances missed, especially in the 9 minutes of the second half. So what will you tell them going forward after now, especially as we move forward to the next 2 most important games?
I think we have to encourage them, because these are the same players that we use. If we condemn them at this point in time, the season will be very, very difficult, for everybody. So, in as much as I am disappointed, we will continue to encourage them to see how that can be changed. Goal scoring is an instinct thing. You have to have that instinct to score goals. What do we do? Encourage them and do more in training, and then maybe hopefully we can raise that level by scoring goals.
Thank you so much, Coach. We are from